Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Sabrina, and today I'm going to be reviewing the palette of the year. It is the Shane Dawson and Jeffree Star collaboration Controversy eyeshadow palette. So if you want to see what I did, my thoughts, then just keep watching. You guys, this is the packaging for the palette. It looks so cool. I've never seen a concept where it looks like the Twilight Zone. And this is not sponsored, and I did not buy this myself. As a matter of fact, this was given to me by my coworker. We were talking about it like all week before she went to get the palette, and I was thinking about getting it too, but then she ended up getting it, and then she said, hey, I know you're doing YouTube. If you want to review it, then just review it, and that is so nice. So thank you so much, Tiffany. This is what it looks like when you actually get it, and I'm really impressed. When I first saw this, she gave this to me at my job, and I just remember when I just saw it, I was so in shock because when you're watching the series and you're seeing everything, you kind of feel like you were a part of it, even though you're not a part of it, but you kind of feel like you are. And finally just holding it for the first time, that kind of felt like an experience on its own. And with this review, I really want it to be unbiased because even though I am a fan of Jeffree Star and Shane Dawson, I don't want this to be like, oh, because I like them, I'm gonna say go buy it because everything is gonna be perfect. No, no, not at all. But I will say so far, just from looking at it, I do love the packaging, and this is what it looks like. It has like little clasps that you can open, which I appreciate, and I like that it has the chrome and black and white theme, and I love black and white, just monochromatic stuff is very me, so this packaging already suit me perfectly, especially if you know me, you know I love black and white anything. So this was really nice. And I also like the little detail that it had the pink Jeffree star on the top logo there. And I think, you know, it was just small things, but it caught my attention because I pay attention to every single detail. So this is the packaging when you open it. And I have to say, just by looking at it, it's a unique color story, I have to say. I think on the top row, I love it because it's meant for, I think you can wear this for like bridal every day. It's for your average everyday person. You can wear this to work, at least from what I'm seeing so far. I love the imprints on each of them. And to me, this palette really fit Shane Dawson and what his brand is about. And if you don't follow Shane Dawson, the pig is like super big for him. And the Illuminati, like he always does these controversy videos, which why this conspiracy palette makes sense because, you know, I like when you have a palette and it relates to the person that they're, you know, doing the collaboration with. And it kind of feels like you're not with them, but I want to say like you feel like they did this. And yeah, so every little imprint here I think is amazing. And I love the second row. It's for the people who are more adventurous with color and you're not afraid to use it. It's amazing. And that yellow, I'm going to swatch it super fast. This color was the one that stuck out to me as soon as I saw this palette. And also Trisha. I'll show you Trisha. Amazing. It's just amazing. The last row is actually what I'm going to be doing a tutorial on for you today because to me, I love this like forest green color right here. And I haven't really seen much people use that. I've seen people do like tutorial looks using the yellow and the pink and kind of this row they play safe in. Moving forward, this is what I'm going to be using today, but I just want to say so far I do like how this came out. You're getting a lot. I mean, it's a big eyeshadow pot. It's pretty big. I already went ahead and put on my foundation. Normally, I never do that first before I do an eye makeup look. I always start off with my eyes and then I just do the rest of my face at the end. But today I just felt like it, so I'm gonna do it. Anyways, I put these little eye patches on just so I can get a nice shape. And I just, you know, to avoid fallout, I wanna see if this palette's gonna have any fallout in their eyeshadows. I already went ahead and primed my eyelids and now we're gonna go ahead and use, I believe it's Tanacon. Wow, just from off the bat, I can tell you that that's a nice color. That is a really nice blending color or transition shade. Pretty impressed. And what I like is that he used the names of people he actually like interacts with, like Trisha. That was an amazing and smart idea to use the shade Trisha, that brilliant pink. It's exactly, when you think of Trisha, you think of that pink, pink, pink. Tanacon, I'm not really sure where this kind of came for Tanacon, the brown color, but I mean, I do like Tanacon right now a lot, and it is coming on pretty good. I have not experienced fallout right now using this shade. It's very pretty. And it's pretty opaque, but this is again the first time I'm ever using Jeffree Star Cosmetics, so I'm like, whew, wow, this is a nice transition shade. With a MAC 217 brush, looks like that, I'm going to be using the shade Root Beer from the palette, and I'm going to be putting this not on my like top crease, but like in my like actual crease. I'm not putting on that much, and I'm packing this on the outer corner of my eyelid and just really getting in there in the nooks and cranny where I open my eyelid. I really want to take advantage of the Illuminati Forest Green shade just because I thought that was the most gorgeous color that they had in the palette besides the yellow and Trisha, to me, from what I saw online. And I remember in the series, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think they were saying like, oh, we don't know if we want to use this shade. I'm using just a clean blending brush right now just to make sure that that is all blended seamlessly. But I remember when they were saying in the review in the series that they weren't sure if they were going to even use that shade at all, and I was going to be very disappointed if they took out Illuminati because that one was my favorite, and I just think it's so beautiful for like a holiday smoky eye or something, well, at least when I saw it, so that's what I want to do today. Before I go ahead and put on Illuminati on my eyelid just to smoke it out, I want to go ahead and use a gel eyeliner as a base all along my eyelid and then just kind of fan it out smoothly and then put on the forest green Illuminati color. So since the Illuminati is the shade that we're going to be using on our eyelid, I'm going to be using my finger just where every part of my, black gel liner is, and then go in with a brush and smoke it all out to blend in with the brown. Wow, that comes on. That's super pigmented like this. I was afraid to use it with my brush because I'm not sure how that would come on, but right now it's coming on so nice just with my finger. Using an M507 brush by Morphe, I'm going to go ahead and smoke out and fan this green. So far I'm pretty impressed with all the colors that I've tried. I am not afraid to use bold colors or to go out in such dramatic makeup looks, but if you are, then this might not, I don't know if this would be the palette for you in that sense, but for someone who really just enjoys makeup and can look at a palette and say, wow, these are pretty unique colors, to me, I think this is so far coming out to be very good. And again, not because I like Shane and Jeffree, I just genuinely mean this is the first time I ever try anything of Jeffree, and this is like, it's sickening. In words of Jeffree, this is sickening. What I'm doing is I'm packing on the product of Illuminati on my brush ever so slightly and then dragging whatever's left over into the crease. And I'm just going to keep doing this over and over again. With the clean M433, I'm just blending out everything to my crease. This is super blendable. No complaints so far. I'm actually genuinely curious to try his velour liquid lipsticks because I heard that you can use them as like a eyeliner, or I've seen tutorials where they were used as a crease, like they would use it when they do a cut crease as like a base, and then they would go in with the eyeshadow, and I think that if a formula can do that, take all my money. So I definitely want to try, and I will probably most likely buy his liquid lipsticks, even though I never tried it. I'm genuinely curious just because it can do so many things, and if anything is multi-purpose, this girl is gonna buy it, so yes. I will be taking Illuminati and just placing this under my lash line. Okay, so I hope this does not turn out to be a flop, but I'm just really curious to use the yellow shade. This is called Food Vibes, and I want to put that in my inner corners. I just think it'll just make everything pop and come together, but we're just gonna have to see what happens. Hopefully it's not a flop. Obviously, I'm gonna blend all this out, just kind of packing it on. Okay, so this is the completed look. I know, right? I kind of stopped halfway in the video and then I come back and you just see me full glam. Well, I actually did a flop. I wanted to see if this was actually gonna look good in the inner corner, and yes, it did, but it wasn't my vibe right now, and I feel like you had to put maybe like concealer in the inner corner and then pack it on. It is really pigmented. I do really like this shade Food Vibes, but what I ended up using instead was Ranch, and I was actually surprised because this I like a lot more than the original look that I wanted to do with Food Vibes. So Ranch is this one right here, and I put that in my brow bone area, so hopefully you can see that in the light, and then I put it in my inner corner as well. And then I also mixed it with another highlighter right here, and that was just me playing around with it, but I really like it, and I like the fact that you can use this as a highlighter. And okay, to be honest, normally when I use a brow bone shade, I like to use like a cream matte, and it depends. Sometimes I use a highlighter to put here instead, but in the end, this came out amazing and it was super easy to blend. I found no issues. The reason why I didn't, show the rest of my face and what I did, because it just was irrelevant, to be honest, because the whole thing was about the eyes, and technically I did stop when I was packing on the green. So then the ending by me using Ranch in the inner corner and the brow bone just kind of happened off camera. So here I am now, and I really like it. This was really easy to work with for me. I think with the Controversy palette, if you are a fan of Shane and Jeffree, then most likely you're gonna buy it. It's a collections item piece, and this is something that made history, I guess, in the beauty world. Jeffree Star did a really good job. For my first time ever using any eyeshadow of his, this was actually super easy to work with, and I love how pigmented it was. It was really fire, seriously. And as far as if you're a new person and you're just stepping into the makeup world and you only are watching this because of Shane, to be quite honest, I think you have to really consider, is this worth your money? Because this is over 50 bucks. So if you know you're only going to use it because you like one or two colors, I don't think it's worth it. But if you're actually going to use it because you genuinely like the palette, then I would say buy it. Personally, I think if these colors are not your thing, maybe the mini palette will be, which I think the mini palette is really nice and easier to travel. The problem with this one for me is that I cannot travel with this. And a lot of the time when I buy eyeshadow palettes, most of the time, I travel a lot. So I would like to have something that's gonna be easy. If you're traveling like to your friend's house and you're gonna get ready and do your makeup, girl, this is fine. But if you're going to an international flight like what I do, this is gonna take the majority of your makeup bag. But if you do like everything else in his merchandise, I definitely recommend it. I think that in all, the marketing strategy for this was amazing. Just coming from a marketing perspective, he did a really good job, Jeffree, of collabing with someone who is not even in the beauty world. And I think that's so cool because Shane only did this for like a year. He had no idea anything about this. And then to make this, I think, especially for a first timer and in this community, which I think is very intimidating, he did amazing. All right, guys, so those are my final thoughts. I hope you guys like this review. I definitely will create another look with this, but on my Instagram. So if you don't follow me on there, it's Sabrina_G_V. I hope you guys give this a try. And if you have a friend who has a palette, ask to borrow it or even borrow it with them. I don't know, but I was very lucky to have this. So again, thank you, Tiffany, and I will see you guys soon. Bye.